Hello and welcome. This is Chris-Anne, and today I'm inviting you to craft along with me as we make this library pocket and a journaling tag, because I like everything to be functional in my journals. So this is a journaling tag and hidden journaling in the library pocket, and we're making the tag using recycled packaging or chipboard or whatever you want to call it, but it's recycled packaging is what we're making the tag with. And we are making the library pocket using papers that I've decorated, with all my sprays and all my, all those fun things. So we're going to use up those papers. On the tag itself, we're using either coffee stained or tea stained paper, tea dyed paper. So we're using the papers that we may have in our stash that we've created or that have been gifted to us. Or if you would like to use scrapbooking paper here to create this, that's fine. You use the paper that you have. This is cardstock. This is copy paper. So those are the weights that I'm using. And there's a reason why I'm using a lightweight one for the tag, is because I want to use my punches and it to fit in my punches. So I'm sure you probably have some of your old papers. This particular paper, I actually make my papers right here on my glass mat. I'm outside on my deck and I leave my glass mat out here all the time, believe it or not, year round. And I live in Maine. So this stays strong, because even in the winter, if it's cold, but no snow or rain or ice or whatever, I still come out here and craft. A little bit of cold doesn't faze me. So thus, this is a well-loved, well-used tonic glass mat. So I make my sprays. I do all my sprays on my papers, and then this is the paper where I just simply wiped it up off my glass mat. That's how I decorated this one. I have a stack of papers here. These are, I actually did the spray on the papers with Tim Holtz ink, Tim Holtz Distress Oxides, Distress inks, Distress Oxides, some of Diane Reevely's things, sprays that I've got that have been gifted to me, sprays that are from the Dollar Tree, whatever sprays, mica sprays, everything, all of it. So when I'm done spraying and creating all my papers, because I use these for a multitude of things. I use these in my artwork, things like this, but also I have created 10, to this date, I'm still working on more, 10 oracle decks. Not tarot deck, it's an oracle deck. And I create the cards themselves using all my art products. So I'm hoping by the end of this calendar year, at least one of those will be published. More would be great, but I'm hoping by the end of this calendar year, I'll have at least one published. I'm published in other things, but I really want to get a deck published. I'm published for metaphysical writing and different things like that, but I really want my deck published. I digress, per usual. So we are going to make this pocket, and we are going to make it without a scoreboard, because I know you've seen people make them with scoreboards all the time. How do you make it without a scoreboard? Oh my gosh, it's super easy, because not everybody has all the tools, but you are going to need certain tools like scissors, you're going to need glue. In this case, I did use my clips. I got these at the Dollar Tree. I am going to be using some of my decorative punches. I'm going to be inking the edges of everything. We are going to be using stickers. We are going to be using die cuts. We are going to be using all the fun goodies as well as some book page, etc. So you're going to need paper that either you've decorated or somebody else has decorated. You are going to need coffee stained paper, tea stained paper, or some light colored paper. You are going to need a collection of stencils. This is one of the stencils. I have this amazing stencil that I love. This I got on a 2-pack from Amazon. There's the name. Siren SKY, Sarinsky. When I looked just before starting, and these both are, one is college ruled, one is wide ruled. When I looked just before I started creating this video, I only found one of these on Amazon. I got them on a 2-pack of Amazon. One of them was $6.29 at the making of this video. So this is what I did. I used the wide rule one and I put it over, and that's how I got the lines. Because like I said, my journals are functional journals. They are meant to be used. To all the people that have my journals that just sit and look at them, they are meant to be used. I thoroughly appreciate that people have told me, oh no, I keep your journal up on a special shelf, or oh no, your journal's on my altar, or oh no, your journal just sits on my desk. Oh, I am honored and flattered that you think that highly of my journals. In all honesty, they're meant to be used. Please use them. I can make you more. So these stencils, so go on to Amazon. I'll try and link it when I post this video. Look up journaling stencil. And like I said, I found one of these two for $6.29, which I thought was reasonable. And they do have that little, so if you want to add a little decoration at the bottom, they have those. But that is that. So let's get started. You're also going to need some recycled packaging. I'm going to leave that right there. So the recycled packaging I am using is the Katz chocolate chip toaster pastries. We are gluten-free and dairy-free, so all of our packaging is gluten-free and dairy-free. So make sure you have that handy. Let's get started on covering this. This is going to be the tag, just because I want this to be dry so we can go and use it. So you can cover it. Right, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to add my glue stick to this. And I'm doing it right on this paper because what the heck, I'm going to be adding glue to this anyways. And I am using the Scotch Create permanent glue stick. So I'm lining up two of the edges, the corner here, as best as I can. I am a fan of a bone folder to make sure everything is squished down nicely. Next thing I want to do, I just got these really long scissors. If you saw my video on the Hobby Lobby haul, I'm really happy I got these scissors. It's so much easier to cut a straight line. I still didn't cut a straight line. Do as I say, not as I do. But in theory, for other people, it's easier to cut a straight line. I just gotta lean it against it and cut. And I am covering both sides. So let's cover this side next. And if for some reason I don't get all the edges, I can come back and I can add more glue. So I am covering both sides in my coffee stain paper. And you can see I got a really nice glob of glue right there. Joy, joy. I'm sure I'll put my finger in that. So you know what? Let's just let this sit over here and dry. Then I'll trim that up while we go ahead and we make the library pocket. Now, I want to know what is my best. I want this to be the most decorated. This we're going to stencil. So do I like this area better or do I like this area better? And I like this area better, because as you see, the rest isn't going to be seen. I'm going to take this and I'm going to glue it into my journal. So I can either glue these 3 sides into my book, have an additional tuck right here, or I can glue these 3 sides and have a tuck here, or likewise have a tuck here if I glue this way. If this is the outside of my book, I would have that. I never have a side tuck going towards the spine of my book. Just keep that in mind. So this will be an additional pocket where I'll probably make at some point a larger tag if I'm going to put a tuck spot up here, or something probably comparable to this if I'm going to put the tuck here to have additional journaling. So I want to line this up. No specific rhyme or reason to how I want this. This is the size I like. This suits me. Is that even? I think it's even. It's even now. We're calling it even. Okay. The next thing that I need to do is I need to, oh, you know what? We're not going to fold it. We're just going to cut it. So let's cut in a little bit notch there, and let's cut in a little bit of a notch there. Now, because I have these really long scissors, I can either cut this with my really long scissors, or I can take this to my paper cutter if I'm adept enough to cut from here to here with my paper cutter. But we are just going to hold our tongue the right way and just cut. And you know what, let's flip that over. There. Can save these for another project. This, we are going to fold that over, and we're going to fold that over. I am going to trim here. I am going to trim here. I'm going to trim here. And I'm gonna trim there. This is a little wonky, but you know what? It works. It is uneven. Yeah, see? Me saying using these scissors makes everything even. All right, pretend you're on a boat. It's even then. Now, I have my decorative edgers. You know, I might as well pull these things out and use them. I used the opposite one on this one. Let's get rid of all these little pieces. I have my little bag over here. Put everything in my little bag. Okay. I'm not going to glue this or attach it yet because I want to stencil. I am using a stencil from Lavinia Stamps. Love their stamps. Lavinia Stamps does all the fairy stamps. They're over in England. So, yeah, gorgeous. I'll do a project with their stuff at some point. So, I am using 2 colors of Distress ink. I'm using Pine Needles and I'm using Mowed Lawn. I'm going to start with the lighter one. Now here's my trick. Because this is going to fold up here. You're not going to see anything that's stenciled here. So when I add ink to my stencil brush, I don't have to stencil off over here. I can just stencil off right down here. See how it took like the big globs kind of off? And I just sort of start and then come down. Gonna go to pine needles next. Load up my brush. I am using the same brush. I use brushes for the same color families. So, and I didn't glue this down. So take a lot of the ink off. So I have like one brush for green, I have one brush for blue, I have another brush for yellow, etc. I do not share brushes between Distress Oxides and other dye-based things. So that works for me. Let's move these out of the way. I am going to come in and I am going to add some glue. My metal tip is all clogged up. And I am going to tack these down with my clips. I love these clips from the Dollar Tree. I can't remember how many you get. You get like 8 or something in the package. So I'm going to let that sit. I have to come back here and I have to cut this tag. So let me do that while the glue is drying on that one. Normally when I'm doing anything with glue, I use my Teflon scissors just because I don't want the glue sticking all over my blades. But so far so good. So there's that. Yeah, that's good. Oh, we don't need that. While that's still drying, I am going to decide which side do I want my journaling to be. You know what? I want my journaling to be this side. So I have a really thin black pen. Let's grab this one. And I'm going to stand up while I do this. There's certain things I need to stand up for. All right, so I line it up using the lines that are on the stencil itself. Static electricity is taking over. Okay, there we go. I don't need to do the very first line. I'm pulling it down onto the stencil as I go. There. Super simple. Super duper easy. And now let's do our corners. So, which one did I do? Oh, did I do this one? Yeah, I did that one. So I want the bottom corners of my tag. Ooh, that one's stuck in there. There we go. The bottom corners of my tag to be that sort of pretty thing that matches. And then the tag top. And there's essentially 3 layers there. That sort of chipboard is thicker. And those cut right through perfectly fine. Next thing I want to do is I want to edge everything, front and back of this. I'm using Walnut Stain Distress Oxide. I like to see my inking, so let's flip it over and do the exact same thing on this side. we're going to come back to those other inks that we just used, and we're going to stamp this, and we're going to stamp this. I want to, you know what, that's not fully stuck. Let's add a little bit more glue, and we'll clip it again. This is cardstock, so it's a little bit, well, actually, that's not too bad. I will edge this around that clip. And I only have to edge the front. Oh, darn, I meant to do this first. See? I got stuff there, but that's all right. Take more time when you're not on camera. The camera ones, for me, never come out as good as my ones that I actually take time to do. That one, I glued it after I inked everything. So glue it after you ink everything. Next thing I want to do is I want to come in and I'm going to stamp both of these things. I am using a whole bunch of the Stampers Anonymous Tim Holtz stamps. This one is Attic Treasures. And this is just the words from Attic Treasures. I am still using Mowed Lawn and Pine Needle. I think right now I'm going to use Mowed Lawn. I don't need the entire stamp inked. I am not using the entire stamp. I am only using the top part of the stamp. Now, I have glue everywhere. I am going to stamp the top part up here. I'm going to re-ink. I'm going to stamp down here. And then I'm going to stamp over here. There. Perfect. Excuse me. Next thing I'm going to do, these stamps are from, oh, Field Notes. I don't know why I didn't remember that one. I just kind of stamped it in the corner. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and add my book page because I also stamped around the book page. Where did my book page go? I had some book page. Of course I had book page cut and ready, and now it's not here, naturally. I'm sure it's sitting right here and I'm looking at it. You can probably see it. All right, well, I have other book page. It's not imperative to use that one. So let's go ahead and cut this. This is dictionary page. I don't actually need very much. Oops. I need about that much there. And about that much there. Okay, I'm going to ink my book pages. I ink fairly quickly. I'm not delicate with my ink. If you've watched me before, I like it to be seen. There. Easy peasy. Let's get this glued down. I'm using art glitter glue for this part. Let's let that set over there. I'm not adding a lot. Let's put that there. Oh. There. And then let me come in and add some more stamps. I'm going to go back to the mowed lawn. Get both of these done at the same time. Let me go with this one. And all of these are from the field notes. You know what, I'm gonna hold off on that one and wait till I get my little people on. I did some people with some flower stickers. Let's pick our people first. I am using this paper doll one. If you saw my Hobby Lobby haul when everything was on clearance, was $7.49. I got it for $3.74. I still have not organized it yet in my containers. I normally keep everything in these containers. Haven't gotten there yet. Oh, that one's cute. Let's see. So maybe we'll do two of the little kid ones. So this one's taller than this one. Yeah, she'll fit. Okay, and then these are my stickers I got from Temu, just to use some flowers. If you watch my video on how I organize my stickers, you'll see I have not organized these yet. That's kind of pretty. That one's pretty. That one's nice. All right, let's just pull out a few that we like here. I wanted more flowers. Not really seeing more flowers. All right, let's use these two. Let's give a little bit of ink. You know what? I think I'm going to ink the whole thing. There we go. Add a little ink, and then I think I'm going to do the exact same thing and add some ink to the leaves. So I think I want the butterfly here. Yeah. So I'm going to do the butterfly first. This is where my nails come in handy. Then I'm going to glue her down. Don't want to add too much glue. It's okay if her head pops over a little bit. And then to do that. There we go. And that, oh, I didn't ink. I didn't ink her either. All right, that's all right. There we go. Let's clean that up. Wipe it on my art shirt. And then I have a little piece of this. I love this trim. And I can add that. It comes like this. I used to get it at Hobby Lobby and they discontinued it. I'm very, very upset. Do I want it there or do I want it with her? Yeah, we'll do it with her. And then I just lay it there. I hope I was still in camera. Sorry if I wasn't. I just put a bead of glue down and then just stuck this on top of it. Let that dry. I'm not going to add any here. But you know what? I think I'm going to add a little bit more stamping, maybe. Yeah, I'll add this one. This is the Mowed Lawn again. There. Yeah, I think that's good. Okay, next thing I want to add is my seam binding ribbon at the top. I did get this from Hobby Lobby as well. Cut that at an angle. I'm going to fold it in half and I am going to staple it, because what do you do if you don't have one of those funky punches? You can staple it. And I am stapling it in an X fashion, and these are my copper staples that I got on Temu. Not really an X, but sort of an X. It's there. Now, I always look on the back, because if these aren't pushed down enough, I can push them down with my bone folder. And that's it. Super simple. Do a better job shaping yours than this one is. This one's not in good shape. This one I did a good job shaping it, but you can see what to do and what not to do. I hope this has been a really simple, easy, enlightening project for you to do. Give it a try. And if you have a scoreboard, obviously you're going to get a straighter line. If you don't have a scoreboard, hey, you can still make it work. And these are just going to be, like I said, glued into my journal. And it's also going to be an additional tuck spot where I still will add a bigger tag with more journaling using my journaling stencil. So, cool products, cool, fun things to play with. Thank you so much, as always, for tuning in. This is Chris Ann. Be free.